Alright guys, it's Northwest Bushcrafter here. I thought I'd bring you the second video today. We've got a gorgeous day, lots of sunlight beaming in there, sunny Manchester as always. But this video is basically a bit of an add-on to the previous video. Obviously we mentioned 5 bits of kit in the previous video. In this video I've got another 5 bits of kit. Pretty much essentials in terms of bushcraft and what you're going to need when you're out there. One thing I find, a set of gloves is always going to come in handy, guys, if you're dealing with a fire or if you're cooking with anything. Obviously a set of gloves are going to save your hands from getting burnt. They're also going to be good for collecting wood and collecting other things so that you're not injuring yourself or cutting your hands, opening yourself up to infection. And they're also good at keeping your hands clean, guys, as well. Your hands tend to get very dirty when you're out there in the muck and the grime, and obviously with these on, just keeps your hands nice and clean. These ones in particular, seal skins, really good quality gloves, ripstop, really thick Cordura material. They're lined, they're leather as well, good for all temperatures in the UK down to 0. Go on to the next item. Probably one of the most important things, really, generally speaking, when you're talking about bushcraft: a knife. You need a decent knife, and we've got 2 main examples here for you today. We've got our British Army parang. If I can get it out of its case, that is. Cheap bit of kit. I think I paid about 25 quid for that one. Chunky bit of kit, weighs a fair bit, got a very thick tang on it, and the tang does go quite far into the handle. It is pretty much full tang. I've wrapped it there with a bit of paracord, bit of tan paracord, and put a lanyard around it there. But a good little knife, halfway between an axe and a machete. A lot of weight to it. You can chop branches off very easily. You can go through smaller branches with it, not a problem. But a good general use bushcraft knife. And then we've got this one here. Now this one for me, this one's where it's at. This one's basically your common and garden Rambo knife. It's actually quite a cheap one. Only cost me about 40 quid, guys. You can see there it's got some chunky, really chunky saw teeth on the top. They do work. You can literally saw through massive branches with this. No need for a separate takedown saw. Blade itself is good, very strong, solid metal. You've got a compartment in this handle that's hollow, and that actually has a few little bits in there. I think it's got some waterproof matches and some fishing line. It's also got a buttonhole compass just in the top of that when you unscrew it there, and within that little package you've got a load of paracord wrapped around this. You've also got the insides, which contain a skinning knife, and then this little box here. Now the skinning knife's really good, comes in handy for a lot of things. It's comfortable to use, got a good thumb grip and a ridge at the top there. So really comfortable little blade. You've got this metal separator in there, which can actually be used as a mirror for signalling or just to see how gorgeous you're looking. And then in here we've got a ferro rod. So we've always got the ability to make fire when we've got this knife on us without having anything else. We've also got in here an elastic, and that is actually an elastic for these here, and it turns this sheath into a catapult, which is pretty handy, because I was actually thinking, guys, I'm going to get myself a catapult, and then I thought to myself, well, hold on, I've already got one built into that. And I'm still going to get myself another one, because I want another one anyway. But obviously there you go, in there you've got a catapult, and also wrapped up in the back, you can just see the top there, you've actually got a sharpening stone, which is really, really good, comes in handy. So there you go, 2 knives, really good knives, and for the outdoors they're going to do everything you need. And then one of the other things, which is I suppose just a common thing that you always tend to gonna need, is some form of light, a light source. Generally speaking, a torch. Lanterns are great, torches generally speaking are better. This little bad boy here, he's very small. You can see how small he is there. He's got 3 AAA batteries in there, but it's a new type of LED light. And let me tell you, it is blinding. And it also, and this is in daylight guys as well, you can still see how powerful this beam is. It focuses from a spot to a very, very focused square beam. It's really good guys, it's a cracking little bit of kit. Low power, doesn't use that much energy, so the batteries do tend to last a long time, and the light it produces, there's not much I've seen that has been able to beat that, other than very sort of expensive tactical lights and stuff like that. And then we've got this one here, the old slag light. Now, I've had this for, God, I must have had it for probably about 16 years all told, and it's still here, it's still alive and kicking. There's a couple of dings and marks on it here and there, but I tell you, this has been through the wars with me, this. All the time that I was in the cadets and the military, this torch was with me. And it is literally, it's awesome. It's 4 D cell, so it's pretty big. It's pretty powerful. And it is fully focusable at the end here. You can literally focus it into a big spotlight or a very thin focus beam. And it's just got a little night eyes carry tube around it, so it's got a carry handle, and then it's got a little clip as well, so you can just clip it on there. But simple kit guys, cheap kit guys, and this is the thing that I like to kind of make a point of. I'm not out there to go out and spend stupid amounts of money on stupid kit. I'd rather go out and spend reasonable amounts of money on cracking kit like this, because all of this stuff here is cheap. The most expensive item here was probably that big Rambo knife there at about 40 quid, and 40 quid's, it's not much guys, do you know what I mean? When you're talking about some knives now that you can be paying 150 quid for, this knife, generally speaking, will probably outperform all other knives to a point, in general. But there you go. Simple bits of kit, nice and cheap guys. So Northwest Bushcrafter, over and out.